Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into the MSP Corner podcast. I am your host, Fernando Leon, and I'm joined by my co-host, Gregory Morawietz. And the title of today's show is QBRs because, well, at the end of the month, on the last Thursday of every month, we have an Expert Corner show. And guess what? The title of that show is also QBRs. How you can we'll dive into it. We're just giving you guys a little sneak peek before that show. But like always, we have an agenda I want to go over, and we have an introduction, and then we're going to discuss the 5 topics. What is a QBR? Setting expectations early, preparing like a pro, building the agenda, avoiding common mistakes, quick plug on the MSP Corner, and then I have some closing thoughts I want to share. So, all right. So let me get this, get my questions. I have some questions for Gregory, but let me just start off with my introduction here. So again, welcome to another episode. Today, obviously, I'm joined by Gregory Morawietz. He's a CEO of a thriving MSP. And today we're going to discuss one of the most overlooked growth tools in our industry, the quarterly business review. And we're going to break down how MSPs can turn these meetings into revenue engines, trust builders, and strategic opportunities. And we'll have Gregory share his real world perspective on the advice I'm going to be providing for you guys today, so you can hear both the framework and a field tested results. So what is a QBR, right? What really is it? So a QBR is just for anybody who's just starting off in the MSP industry, or you've been in the MSP industry and for years and you've never done one. Well, here you go. A QBR isn't a ticket review or a project update. It's your chance to sit in what we call the CIO chair
The goal is to guide the client's business strategy, not just manage their infrastructure. This is where you assess risk, stability, and growth, and connect technology decisions directly to business outcomes. When this is done right, the QBR changes how clients perceive your value. And this will separate you from a vendor to being viewed as a partner. So my first question to Gregory is this: when you made that shift from status update, Greg, to strategic business review, what impact did it have on your client relationships?
Well, initially, I couldn't get a hold of anybody.
Yep.
So
Typical.
it was just very difficult for me to pass over that, because after a while you just keep trying and trying and trying, and then you just stop
Yep.
trying. You just
Yeah.
can't try no
And
more.
yeah, no, I get it. I get it. And that's why I took over, because I'm a little bit more successful than you when it comes to scheduling these. But you were um
Struggling.
had what's that?
I was
You were just
struggling.
struggling. So it was just difficult for you to even get to that point then.
Oh yeah.
So let's okay. So do you have some advice to the listeners on how not to get there? Because maybe you put it in your,
Dedicate somebody.
you got to dedicate someone. I agree. I agree. I'm
Maybe
much
not
more,
you, if you're like jumping from thing to thing.
yeah.
I mean, you
No,
have to be super duper organized.
well, I am super uber duper duper organized, and I've been very successful with the QBR so far. So don't. I agree with you. Delegate somebody to do it, because you're way too
It's
busy for this. You've got more
Yeah,
important things.
it's so hard.
It is. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I have people coming back to me saying, "Hey, we need to reschedule." I'm like, "Okay, when?" So I make them commit. Okay, when can we do this? Next week, same time, same day, right? The following week. I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." So I'm on top of it. I am. Nobody's slipping through my fingers. And I explained to them why we need to have these, because it's critical to their business. We just landed, we just expanded more work from this one company, because they were their engineers were taking on all the after hour calls, and they're like, Fernando, we can't do this anymore. Is the guys are getting burnt out. We're your team during the day is doing great. Can they take after hour support? Can they take on after hours? I'm like, of course we can. So they didn't want to hire 3 more engineers, right? You got after hours, you got the weekends, and they would have hired at least 3 or 4 more guys, right, Greg?
Right.
Yeah. And guess what, guys? These guys are spending less than what, 3-4 grand a month
Yes.
for 24/7 support. Yeah, it's like a no-brainer. But anyways, okay, I digress. All right, setting expectations early. How do you do that? Well, the easiest way to make QBR stick is to position them as essential from day one. There's just no way around it. You've got to get that commitment from on day one. You could do it during the onboarding. Explain that these are strategic leadership meetings, not optional add-ons. We don't charge for these, so make sure you clarify that. Stress that all key decision makers should attend. And this approach eliminates resistance later, and it'll ensure you're talking to the people who can act on your recommendations, right? So remember, you're hitting on 3 points: risk, stability, growth. So if they don't have phishing training in place, well, bring it up at your first QBR. If they have aging machines and it's gonna affect the stability of their network, or they need to upgrade, hey, come up with a plan. But again, we can go into details on that later. But Greg, here's a question for you: how do you communicate the value of QBRs during onboarding so CEOs actually want to attend? Or do you lean on me for that? Or
I
have you
lean on
done?
you for that, but I'll tell you, people don't understand the importance of QBRs, even if you tell them the importance of QBRs.
Okay.
It
So
takes meeting after meeting after meeting in order for them to understand the importance. And even then, I don't think a lot of them do. I
I get
honestly
it.
don't believe a lot of them grasp the concept of it.
I honestly feel sometimes they're only listening half the time.
Yeah, I agree. Or at all. Half the
You know,
time or at all.
yeah. No, I get it. No, I know it's challenging, but guys, don't give up. Don't quit. Don't get frustrated, because okay, let's just say you ask every client, okay, try to shoot for 80% success. You're not going to hit 100. Try to shoot for 80%. And the ones that are resistant, show up to their office. Say, hey, I need 5 minutes. I've got an important topic to discuss. Your backup is gonna, the backup strategy we have in place. I just determined that if we don't upgrade it and there's a ransomware or your network blows up, you're going to be down for at least 3-4 weeks or something. Give them something that's going to trigger a pain. Remember, you want to make them feel good, right? This isn't about selling features or selling outcomes. You want them to feel good about the decision they're going to make. So they don't want to have any downtime. They want to feel good about their network. They want to feel good about their business. Well, tell them. You need to let them know that if they don't upgrade their backup or security strategy or implement a compliance strategy, they're going to have problems. All right, preparing like a pro. Preparation separates good QBRs from great ones. It's important, right? Start with last quarter's activity, invoices, SLA performance, and project outcomes. Then you're going to dig into the data. You can use tools like Rapid Fire for risk scans and ScalePad for life cycle reporting. Align all this with the client's stated business goals. So when you walk into a QBR with clear evidence and strategic plan, you control the conversation. So Greg, what's your process for gathering the right data before a QBR so you can speak the CEO or the CFO's language? Because it's important that you speak their language. You're not in there talking, oh, the VLAN is doing great. Right? I mean, what data do you recommend these guys put together?
That's
What's
a
your
hard
advice?
question. That's a hard question because I don't believe they care about any data.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, how many QBRs have we gone to where anyone's asked for anything?
Yeah, most of our clients are listening, but the ones that are listening are asking for things, right? We allow
What
them
reports do they want to see though? What data has anyone asked for?
nothing. No.
One time, no, somebody did. They asked for a 3-month ticket report.
Okay.
Remember that one customer asked for a 3-month ticket report? I provided it to them the next day.
Yeah.
That was it.
Hold on. Okay, pump the brakes there for a minute. How about this? A trend analysis. Can you do a trend analysis that tells the CEO, hey, you know what? Your employees are not productive because your network is slow. You need more bandwidth. Can I get you a quote from an ISP that'll give you more bandwidth? Maybe we'll save you some money. Is that something they want to hear?
Yes and no.
You're focused more on the technical side of reports. You got to give them, again, speak their language. You're not focused on their language. You're focused more on your language. You got to get away from your terminology. Get to their level. So
yeah, but maybe I can do that, but can the average ISP or MSP guy do it? MSP CEO?
Yes, right. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Learn. I've learned. You didn't teach me. I learned how to do it. Yeah, it will
Well,
sound like
then you need to give a class on how to do that.
Well, we will. We'll be discussing this, and this is why when members join, they can bring up these conversations, and then we'll give them approaches. We give them this type of data so they can go back to their clients and have that same approach. And here's the thing. Do you agree we're speaking? Maybe I'm wrong here. Just correct me, because I know you love to correct me. You go in there with a trend analysis and say, hey, 50%, the network is at almost a crawl at 10 a.m. because everyone's logged in. And your Cisco switches are 7 years old. We need to upgrade them. Or you could say, you know what? You only have 3 megs of bandwidth coming in, up and down. We can get 100 megs, and you're going to reduce your cost of your ISP, your data costs. Would that be something they'd be interested in?
Maybe, yeah.
Right? That's their language. CEOs want production at an optimal level. Would you say, or is your opinion that, oh no, I want a slow network and I don't want my people working? How does that work?
Well, I'll tell you what you're talking about. So let's talk about reality for a second.
Okay. Because I like fantasy.
Fernando, you do. So Fernando is, I'm your customer. You're my MSP.
Yeah.
And I tell you my network is slow, and you're like, okay, let me call up my ISPs, my 3 ISPs to get you 3 quotes, not one, because nobody ever wants 1 quote. They think there's something wrong with it, so they want 3 quotes, or they're going to go get a quote on their own.
Back it up, though. Back it up. Did you both confirm that it's an ISP issue, or is it a hardware
it's a slow internet. They have like you said, they have 3 megabits of speed.
Mm-hmm.
It's well known, yeah. So you work on getting the quotes. They don't go with your quote. They go online and get a cheaper quote from AT&T or whatever.
Yeah.
And they sign up for it, and you have just spent literally 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out a good solution for them. Where does that money come from?
No.
I'm asking you. No. Where does the money come from?
I think you're exaggerating the time, because I'll tell you this right now. I go to brokers.
I'm not exaggerating the time.
Yes, you do, and I'll tell you why.
You got to email them. You got to gather quotes. You got to put the quotes on. You got to send the quotes to them.
I've done this a lot. I've done this because I've done it in the past.
Okay, so say it takes an hour.
Not even that. 15 minutes.
No, 15 minutes. It takes 15 minutes to spend time emailing them, telling them that they have, a slow internet, asking them, waiting, coming back, emailing them again, say, did you get my email earlier? And 3, 5, 10 minutes, say it's 15 minutes. Then you got to get quotes from 3 different vendors or a broker. Then you got to go to them and say, okay, let's change this out. Where does that, even if it's half an hour, where does the half an hour of your time money come from?
Doesn't. That's the cost of business.
Okay. Well, that's what you need. Yeah, that's what I needed to hear.
Okay. What were you expecting me to say?
You're going to make pennies on that internet line, and maybe no money.
No. This is not pennies.
An internet line is pennies.
This is what I call. This is the cost of doing business, but it's also the client. This is the value that you deliver to the client. You see, now they view you as a partner, right? You're there to help them run more efficiently. Production is high. They're secure. They're stable.
Well, you also had to spend time figuring out that their internet was slow. That took time as well. You have all these time-chewing events.
Okay, so
and you're doing that for 10 customers. Again, no, you're doing it for 10 customers. Now you're doing
business.
30. You're doing 30 time-chewing events for 10 customers, and you figure out only 3 or 2 of them need an internet increase. It's like you got to think to yourself, Was that activity worth it?
Okay, so
And
hold
you're
on.
saying it is. You're saying it
Okay,
is.
what's the alternative?
Doing nothing.
And the client just suffers there silently,
I don't
and
think
they blame you.
they will blame you no matter what. So don't get around that. Everything that goes wrong on your internet or your network you're gonna get blamed for it for sure.
Yeah,
So
of course.
there's no way around that. Don't think that there's a secret out about getting blamed. You're gonna get blamed for anything that goes wrong. My point is, you're gonna spend a lot of time. They might just complain to you, and then you could do something about it. Then it might be justified. But we have been burned for not being proactive, for not looking at things like that. But I also got to say, for the 20 times I've done it, maybe once someone has bought through us, has
Yeah.
changed because I recommended it.
Yeah.
Because people just don't care. They don't unless one of their users is complaining to them, they just don't give a shit. It's unfortunate. It's the truth though.
Yeah, I have to disagree with you. I think
Right.
that you behave that your position. This is the commitment I always want to make. We're in a partnership with our clients. That's it. There's no, oh, it's going to take 10 hours. So what? Cost of doing business, cost of relationships, cost of building a great reputation. Okay. Oh, well, I've got to do some work to determine if the network's slow. Do it. Get back to me. Give me the report. Let me come up with a strategy for the CEO. Right? Expecting you to do all that, I expect you to delegate that and have somebody determine, yeah, they have a slow network. ScalePad says the switches and routers are 7 years old; they need to be replaced, or it's a bandwidth issue. Let's get them a new quote. Yeah, I'll get it to the CEO before he complains. I'd rather get it to him before he complains because it shows him that not only do we care, but we're a step ahead of him, right? I don't want him calling me and saying this network is slow and it's becoming painful. I don't want it to get to that point, so I want to go to his desk and say, look, we can speed up the network if you sign up for this plan and go get yourself a quote. I got a broker to do this, but they did all the legwork. Do you want to go ahead and do all the legwork? 3-4 hours of getting more quotes? Go for it. But I'm going to tell you this right now. What's more valuable, your time or this quote I got you? Right? That's going to not only reduce your current cost, but it's going to speed up your network. Well, I'll get my admin to do it. Well, your admin, you still have to pay your admin an hourly rate. And I'm sure her time is better spent doing work that is more valuable to the company than a quote that's going to save you $10 a year from my quote. Anyways,
No,
let's move on.
they'll do it. They will
right,
fight you every step of the way, man.
I know. But still, it's a commitment thing for me. The commitment. It's all about the commitment.
All right.
All right, building the agenda. So a winning agenda. Everybody needs to listen here. Stop looking at your screen. A winning agenda, let me emphasize that, starts with rapport, addresses unresolved issues, and then moves into risk, stability, and growth. End with recommendations that tie back to their specific goals. And I personally like to keep it at 45 minutes tops. 60 minutes is pushing it. I shoot for 30, but 45 tops. Respect their time. This shows respect for the relationship, and focused agendas keep the conversation strategic. All right, avoiding common mistakes. All right, the fastest way to lose a CEO's attention is by drowning them in your technical jargon. You know who I'm talking to. You guys love to flex your brain. You guys are all brilliant guys, but stay away from technical jargon. You love to run over time or focusing too heavily on tickets. Instead, tie your points to outcomes they care about: profitability, productivity, and maybe they're gives them a competitive edge. Avoid surprises by recapping action items from the last meeting you had, right before presenting any new ones. All right, so Greg, what's one mistake you stopped making in QBRs that instantly improved how clients responded?
I don't know if I made mistakes in QBRs, but I'm just listening more. I'm not talking at all.
Good.
I stop talking and I just try to start listening. Listening for something. I might have an agenda that I have in my mind, but I'm not going to bring it up until that person's done talking to me.
Well, let's emphasize how important it is to be good listeners, because we have very talkative IT guys, and I have to sit down with them and talk to them sometimes and say, guys, you need to speak less, be a better listener.
Yeah.
Because IT people, I don't know what it is. They love to talk. They love to socialize, which is great. I think there's a time and a place. Save it for the Christmas party, Thanksgiving party, birthday parties, right? But keep it short. Don't go into a diatribe of what you did last weekend or what you're going to do this weekend or what movie you watched, and you're dissecting every the plot of the movie. So let's touch on following up and driving growth. So a QBR's impact lives or dies in the follow-up. Send a same-day recap. Log everything in your PSA and get proposals out within a week. If they're happy, ask for referrals. This is the time you guys have that opportunity. Tie the ask to a specific result you delivered. This keeps momentum going and turns meetings into measurable growth. So keep that in mind. So how QBRs drive real growth? Let's talk about that. So what's one QBR that stands out, Greg, where it changed the relationship with the client? Have you ever had one of those?
Yeah, when you have a QBR where they're upset with you and they're telling you all about their problems and you're listening and you're like doing something about it.
Sure.
That's the best QBR. I know that doesn't sound like a great QBR.
Yeah.
Because they're upset with you and you're getting beaten up about something and you're like, oh man, that can't be good. Yeah. But no, those I find to be the most helpful.
One QBR or one meeting we had last month was with a client who is preparing to be, I believe, CMMC compliant. And I mean, that right there is so critical to their business. And they've given you a lot of directives and you're completing all of them, and they're just happy as can be, right? They're like, they're excited to come to the meeting. I see it. And now they're like, you've given them directives because you can't complete some of them unless they do their part. So I've seen a major improvement in moods and the willingness to meet because they see the value. And he said, when a client sees value, they want to meet. They just do. And it's all that's so important. Value and outcomes are so important. But I heard from one of the sharks from the Shark Tank saying that good salespeople sell features, great salespeople sell outcomes, and I equal outcomes and value to be the same. But he said, amazing salespeople sell feelings. Interesting. I'm still digesting that, and we could talk about that later. But
I got to tell you, I find all that stuff to be complete and utter nonsense. And I'll give you an example of how that is. If you go to Vegas with your company payroll, and you have the company payroll is $50,000, and you bet all $50,000 on red on the roulette table, and red comes up and you make $100,000. Your company payroll might have been $80,000 and you were short 30. but you bet 50 and you won, right? Everyone thinks that was a good move, right?
Yeah.
And no one would disagree that that was a good move. And books will talk about how good a move that was, that you bet the whole entire payroll of the company and you won on red. And everybody's like amazed. Oh my God, he's brilliant. What a master stroke. How smart that guy was. He just went there and bet it all and won. And that's how fortune favors the bold, right?
Yeah.
Carpe diem, seize the day. You can't get candies unless you are rummaging through grandma's pocket, right?
Yeah.
All these bullshit sayings. Guess what? How often that's going to occur? Never. Everyone who bets that $50,000 is going to lose all the money, and they're going to they're going to screw themselves out of all that money, and they're going to destroy everyone's lives, and they're going to go bankrupt and crash and burn 99 times out of 100. But everyone looks at that 1 out of 100 person and thinks they're the smartest person in the room. I don't you disagree with me? Do you disagree with me? Apple. You quote your little friend at Apple. Well, you say, Steve Jobs was a disaster party. He was incompetent. He was a bad leader. Oh my goodness. I can't go on about how horrible he was.
But he had vision.
He got red.
He got red.
He got red when he spun the wheel. He got red, and that is all he did. He got red. And everything else that goes along, besides that is flim-flammery.
Yeah.
Because I mean, do you watch the movies and the documentaries about him with Ashton Kutcher and all that? He is a complete ignoramus, imbecile, bad manager. Everyone around him hates him. He's not a visionary. He got lucky. That's why there's only one Apple.
Let me ask you this. Hold on.
That's why there's only one Apple. There's not 5 of them.
Do you think that Elon Musk bet on red?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
He also bet on black and lost. He lost half his company's stock. His stock went down 60% when he headed up Doge. What an imbecile. People are teaching in school now, business school. People are teaching how to destroy your company, and they follow his instructions.
Get off. Become a better listener.
All right, I'm a great listener. I just need to tell you.
Well, you keep babbling. You keep babbling.
No, I'm not babbling. I'm telling you how it is.
Okay, let me correct you for a second.
All right, correct
me. He is part of the Silicon Mafia, right?
Right.
Everything he's touched has turned to gold. PayPal.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
He has many failed companies.
Well, that's what they say about billionaires. They're just not building one company. They're building multiple companies. He built Tesla. He built the boarding company. He built space. What is it? Spacecraft or space?
SpaceX.
Yeah, SpaceX. You think those are failures?
I actually do believe that SpaceX is a failure. Yes.
They just rescued astronauts from space.
I know. Yeah,
So that's a failure? You would consider that a failure?
Well, I also considered Amazon a failure for quite a long time. They were running in the red for quite a long time. They were losing. Their stock was in the bottom of the barrel. And you know what? They still believed in themselves. They pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, but Amazon.com was a complete failure in the beginning. I mean,
all right. Well, hold on. We've gotten away from the QBR. So I just want to I got to wrap these things up here. So we're going to be talking a lot about the QBRs in our mentoring group, especially how to build systems that make QBRs scalable. And if you're listening and struggling to structure your QBRs or want help elevating your client relationships, consider joining our mentoring group. And it's where conversations like this go deeper. And I promise we won't go off the tracks like Gregory and I just did. So, but real quick.
Well, maybe someone will listen to us because we're having an argument. Because that's what, you know what? That's sometimes why people listen to us.
Sure.
They want to hear us get in a tiff.
Well, let me just give a quick plug on the MSP Corner, because we're on a mission to deliver valuable content to our members. And as founders of an MSP, we know the struggles many of you go through. And the platform we're developing will be designed to help guide you through these the challenges. And we'll be offering frameworks that solve the marketing and selling challenges. Plus, we're going to have lots of resources that will help you scale, will help you with outbound campaigns, SEO, PPC, and much, much more. All right, let me close it with this. So the QBR is more than a meeting. Okay, guys, much, much more. It's a lever for growth. By setting expectations early, preparing with precision, and leading with business outcomes, you position yourself as a strategic leader. And Gregory's insights prove this framework. Gregory provided some great insight as to where he needs to improve on getting commitments. And that's easy. Those are easy problems to solve. But if you want to help making QBRs a predictable driver of MRR and retention, join our mentoring group. We're going to be turning frameworks like this into repeatable, scalable systems. All right, thanks again for listening. And if you want to get in touch with Gregory and I, email us at info@mspcorner.com. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with a CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.